What is going on, Eye Warriors? So today we're going to talk about 3 big diet mistakes that are keeping you from burning fat. These are mistakes that the majority of people make. And if you continue down this path, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to actually reach your weight loss goals. What are they? Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Before we start, since we are talking about how important protein is and how much I love protein, let me show you a little bit of magic, or magic spoon, if you will. With a high protein content of 13 to 14 grams of protein per serving, low carb, just 4 grams of net carbs per serving, and it's keto friendly, 0 sugar. That's right, 0 sugar with natural flavors, grain free and gluten free. Magic Spoon brings you back to your childlike wonder, where you could just eat cereal and not have to think about the health implications of that, because that's what we did a lot when we were children. Now, it's not that we wanted to necessarily stop eating it, but we just knew that it wasn't the best thing. But now with Magic Spoon, that whole notion of cereal not being the best thing could be thrown by the wayside, because Magic Spoon is actually a cereal that you can pour milk on and has all these different flavors. We're talking fruity flavors, cookies and cream, honey nut flavors, all of these different flavors. And it's a protein meal, a quick meal that you can put together. It's absolutely amazing. The flavors is just bananas. And you know what's the number one best test to see if these things actually taste good? Children. If you have children and you let them taste these bad boys, don't tell them anything. Just give them new cereal and let them tell you what the flavor is. Both my daughters are literally running through all of my Magic Spoon boxes. I have to hide these boxes from them. That's how good they actually are. Magic Spoon is the proud sponsor of this video, and I definitely want you guys to check these cereal boxes out. They're fantastic. Click the link below to grab a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use the promo code FLEDGE5 at checkout so you can get $5 off any order. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed by a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Now let's go ahead and jump right into the video. The first, and I think this is probably one of the biggest ones, the first mistake in terms of diets that people make is eating things you do not enjoy. And I say this because so many people believe that if they just eat healthy at all costs, that they will be successful. And to a certain degree, you will be. But the longevity factor is probably the thing that matters more than anything. As I've said before, so many people are able to lose weight on a consistent basis, but not so many people are able to keep the weight off. If you eat things that you don't enjoy simply for the mathematical equation of calories in versus calories out, you will more than likely feel unfulfilled down the line. Maybe 3 months or 6 months, obviously not right away, but maybe 3 to 5 months down the line, you may feel unfulfilled, especially if you've hit your weight loss goals. What ends up happening is you really feel that you have more wiggle room to eat other things that you enjoy, and then you'll start eating those things more frequently because you feel like you have that wiggle room. Over time, the weight will start to return and you will just completely stop eating any of this healthy food stuff that you were eating before. So eating foods that you do not enjoy is a critical mistake that is planting a seed of failure that will sprout in the future. So please be very mindful of this and make sure that you eat things that you enjoy. Yes, for your diet, make sure you eat things that you actually like. All right, let's go ahead and move on to number 2, not having cheat days for the diet system that you've come up with. The reason that cheat days are important is because they allow for planned cheat foods, and it's, I say cheat days with the quotes really because it's not foods aren't like inherently bad. All foods aren't inherently bad. Of course, moderation is very important in this aspect. But the reason I say cheat days is because it's food that's, maybe highly palatable or doesn't contain a whole bunch of nutrition, to help you in the long term. Like eating this thing over and over again is not going to be super healthy, but it is very satisfying to eat it because it tastes good. It's the foods that you enjoy, and without so much limitation, right? Without nutritional limitation and without caloric limitation. So have planned cheat days. And the reason you want to have planned cheat days is because it helps eliminate unplanned cheat days. And unplanned cheat days is a psychological burden to a lot of people that can actually derail their entire process or make them feel like they're failing. And when they feel like they're failing and they have these notions of what's going on with the scale, and when they eat cheat days or have cheat days that they didn't plan, and they see that the scale goes up, they start to feel demoralized and they start to come off of the entire regimen altogether little by little, and they have more cheat meals because it becomes a cascading effect because it was unplanned. So it feels like they have no control, they've lost control. The best thing to do is to have planned cheat meals. You could have one planned cheat meal a month, for example, or one planned cheat meal every 2 weeks, whatever you think is best. I wouldn't recommend having them once every week. I think it's best to spread it out, have more of that deficit come in from your actual diet. So 2 weeks is really good. And then maybe you have a planned cheat meal, but having cheat meals planned is important because we're human. We're not robots. We're not going to do everything perfectly all the time. But if we have it set with a plan, it's going to be better for us psychologically because we know we did it strategically as opposed to doing it reactively or just out of nowhere. It'll make us feel like we're in control of the situation, and those inevitable moments of cheating on your diet, quote unquote cheating, will be you'll swat that away because you won't be you'll have the set plans of cheat meals as opposed to the erratic or non-planned moments that can mess you up in the long term for your entire weight loss process. All right, and let's go on to number 3. Not having, and this happens a lot with people that do intermittent fasting, not having any idea of the nutrition that you're eating or the calorie consumption that you're taking in. And I say this because so many people think I could just eat, either, for example, with intermittent fasting, I could just eat whatever I want. And if I do intermittent fasting, I'm going to lose weight. Or I could just eat a little bit of whatever I want. Or I could just eat things that I think are healthy and I don't got to pay attention to the nutrition or the calorie count. You need to pay attention to the nutrition and the calorie count. And the reason that I say this is because there's so many things that help you with actual weight loss that come from the nutrition portion, and understanding your calorie count is going to let you be completely accountable for the weight that you lose or the weight that you keep on your body or the weight that you gain. So if you're aware of the calorie count, you know exactly if you're on the right path or not. Because if you look at the number and if it's below your total daily energy expenditure, then you will know that you are on the right path to weight loss. Because weight loss sometimes is very small and it's incremental changes and it's below the just noticeable difference. So it's hard to tell if you're constantly looking at your body if you're actually losing weight until you lose a lot of weight. So you have to keep that in mind. It's hard to know if you're on the right path. So you gotta use the math to make sure that you're doing certain things that put you on the right path, just scientifically. right? And nutrition in and of itself, for example, ensuring that you have protein, because most people's plates or meals do not have as much protein as they think. Just because you have a steak there doesn't mean you have a lot of protein. You have to make sure that protein is a very important part of your meal, because protein is going to help you with weight loss. It is. It just is. It has the highest thermic effect of all of the other macronutrients, up to 30%, which means if you eat 100 calories of protein, 30% of that is completely burned off immediately just to digest the protein that you've eaten, as opposed to carbohydrates, which is like 10%, and fats, which is like 2 to 5%. So you have to keep that in mind. It's going to be very powerful just in this aspect of the thermic effect of consuming that food item or that macronutrient. And also is going to help you build muscle and hold on to muscle. And lean mass is the primary driver for your metabolic rate. So that's going to increase weight loss in and of itself, which means you're going to have more energy expenditure, which is going to help you with the energy consumption. So it's going to help put you at a net negative or a calorie deficit at the end of the day, because your body is just burning more calories because you're sustaining a lot of the muscle fibers that you've built. So obviously this comes with working out. This is part of that, but protein is something that creates protein synthesis, which helps hold on to muscle or build muscle if you're working out. And that is important because in the long run, that will help you actually burn fat because of the deficit that it'll create. So those are the 3 big mistakes that a lot of people are making right now when doing their diets. They're thinking they could just eat whatever or eat like the stuff that they're being told that is healthy, and they don't have to measure calories. They're also thinking that they have to eat just things that they do not enjoy, things that do not taste good, because the goal of losing weight is just the most important thing, without actually understanding the longevity factor of doing that. And they think that having a cheat day in any capacity is wrong, even though they are not understanding the human psychology of what happens when you have unplanned cheat days, and your possibility for unplanned cheat days are increased if you do not have planned cheat days that help you stay the course. Hopefully this video has helped you guys, and of course, as always, Patreons will be pinned down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.